was the year when Elton John released his fifth album, The King of the Mountain Comes. He was 30 years old in that year. Elton John had already established himself as a talented singer/songwriter by this time. He had released 4 albums which had done incredibly well. Was an especially memorable year for Elton John as he released the hits, The King of the Mountain Comes, and Don't Go Breaking My Heart. The songs from the fifth album made Elton John a global star, and the bottomless devotion of fans had just started. Elton John was 30 years old in 1977, and his fame was already creating lasting reputations. This talented singer/songwriter was already at the peak of his career, having just released his fifth album. Despite his age, Elton John had already managed to make a mark in the world of music. He had already conquered 4 albums, with 3 of them reaching double platinum status. It was in 1977 that The King of the Mountain Comes brought success to Elton John, and he was only 30 when he released it. It was a year of great accomplishments, and no one could have predicted the success Elton John was going to have in the future. At the age of 30, Elton John was already releasing records that were making a huge impact on the music industry. His fifth album was vastly popular and made him an international star, as it featured many of his hit singles. Elton John was an impressive 30 years old when he released the fifth album, and he had already made quite a name for himself. It was a great year for him as he released many of his chart-topping records. Elton John was already a star in the music world by the time he celebrated his 30th birthday. His name was known in many countries thanks to the success of the fifth album and the hit singles featured on it. Elton John had already established himself as a talented artist in 1977, with the majority of his songs being recognized both domestically and internationally. He was 30 years old when his fifth album was released, and it was the key to his vast success that he would experience in years to come. Even though he was only 30 in 1977, Elton John has already accomplished a lot in his career. That year, he released the fifth album, and it was this album that turned him into a global star and made him a household name. Just before turning 30, Elton John already had 4 album releases under his belt, 3 of which went double platinum in the United States. His fifth album, The King of the Mountain Comes, was released in 1977 and was a huge success. The songs from the fifth album made the young 30-year-old singer/songwriter famous worldwide, and the rest is history. At the age of 30, Elton John was making great strides in his career which would take him to unimaginable heights in the years to come. In 1977, Elton John achieved a new level of fame with the release of his hit record, The King of the Mountain Comes.